Saw the headline. Now let's talk about the three most dreadful cities or towns to live in the North Texas area. How did I come up with this list? Well, look, bottom line is experience. I've been around this area for a long time, since 2005. As a realtor, I've been in the area since 1999. And I'll just say that for the 18 years I've been helping buyers and sellers around this area, I've come up with a pretty good list of properties that I think, or just towns that I think that are really just not up to the standards of most towns that you'd probably want to live in. Before we do that though, real quickly, if you haven't already liked and or subscribed to my channel, please do so. I'll occasionally give you some nuggets, some information, some properties maybe even to look at that are good deals, or maybe even not so good deals. That being said, my name is Justin Henry. I'm the broker and owner of Justin Henry Real Estate Advisors. We can help you buy or sell within the next year or up to 3 years. All I want you to do is shoot us a note, give us a comment, interact with me, because I want you to interact with me because I want to interact with you and about real estate. Okay, let's go ahead and get started here with what our three most dreadful cities in the North Texas area are. First is not necessarily a city, but a portion of a city. I personally feel like West Dallas. That's the area below 30, on the other side of 35 and down. It's just, the main problem is there's just not enough grocery. Yes, those homes are really old. There's a lot of revamping. There's a lot of new apartments, and then a lot of new townhomes, housing, things of this nature. It's a lot going on, but as you inch closer out to almost to Irving and some of those markets, there's just not a lot out there. There's not a lot of housing, or not a lot of grocery stores. C-stores are pretty rough. So bottom line is there's just not a lot of ability to get food. There's a food desert, right? You've heard of food deserts before. I feel like in that particular area, you're really looking at areas that off of, you got Jefferson and some of those areas that are doing okay, but really not doing that great, because bottom line is the people that are over there don't want to go to the fancy restaurants. They just want a good grocery store, and they don't even have that. So unfortunately for me, West Dallas would be number one on the list. Number two, pretty far away from Dallas, it's actually a southerly town of, I would call it Fort Worth. Everman, Texas. Everman has unfortunately been, many years ago was actually just kind of a little farm town. And then over the course of the 70s and 80s and 90s, many of these neighborhoods kind of popped up along the southerly corridor of I-20, which is where Everman is located. And the problem has been for years is that the town of Everman has not ever had enough infrastructure to handle all the properties, all the upkeep. And for years also, there's been, underdevelopment and rental property that have not been developed properly. You've got fourplexes that are falling down around it. It's just not a great spot to live, especially if you're trying to raise kids with schools. Not a whole lot of jobs in around that area. Once again, grocery is a problem. There's not a good, a hub in that market. There's not a ton of good strip centers, C-stores, retail. So unfortunately, Everman is making the list for me on the three worst and most dreadful places in North Texas. And number three is the 380 corridor. Actually, if you don't know, I do a lot of work on that corridor, and I will say that, you have a lot of newer homes, you have a lot of development. But if you have to commute to work, you'd much rather shoot yourself in the face. Because simply, it's terrible right now. It's going to get better in this area. The problem is that the traffic has gotten so big so fast that the county cannot keep up. And so we've known this issue for a while. It's been a problem for a while. They're working on it. 380 is going to get expanded. There's going to get expansion of Fish Trap and these other 1385 and all these other side streets. It's going to come eventually. The problem is it's just not fast enough. And also, there are only a couple of good centers for grocery and restaurant. We'd love some more restaurant out here. That'd be awesome. Most people live further north of 380 to where they're just kind of out there on their own. They're living their life. They don't have a whole lot of ability to maneuver unless they're going to Prosper. I mean, obviously Prosper still has a lot of great restaurants and things, but It'd be nice to have a little bit more. It's all coming. It's all coming. But my list on this most dreadful is unfortunately number 3, my stomping grounds of 380. If you have any thoughts or questions about this list, if you think I'm stupid or you think I'm a genius, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Bottom line is that I think that these particular areas, after years of kind of going through the Dallas-Fort Worth marketplace, these are probably the areas that are just the most tough to live in. There are other areas that, can have their own problems too. But bottom line is that I've been in those areas. I've looked at them all. They may have more. They're more of a multi-use ability, right? You got nice houses. You got the retail. You got grocery. Whatever it is, you can work it out. These are hard to work out in my head. Okay. If you have any questions about your house or want to buy a home, we're here for that too. Have a great day. Once again, like and subscribe.